This
Jump on it.
you gave me a rotten
Here.
apple.
No,
Everyone
take this
gets
so
an
that you don't look like a homeless bum in the stream. And then
Let me-
you'll give
let
back to me
ping the
later.
server too. Let people know.
Wait, I thought Rico was a homeless bum.
Oh. Just because he has a
Aw.
spear gun doesn't mean he's a homeless bum. Come on now.
Just because he doesn't have an M2 like you.
Oh, yes, clearly. I've grinded so hard for this M2. You know, I've been on day and night.
Yeah, right. Dude, I used 20 minutes on farming it.
I appreciate it. Let's get going.
Yep. You ready?
Give me
Yeah, I'm
one.
ready.
I think I'm almost ready. I'm almost ready.
You guys see my laser pointer?
What's
my
up,
laser
Haas?
pointer.
Thanks for the follow, man. All right, let me go into what do you call it? What's that cam called? Debug cam.
Yeah. Debug.
Oh,
debug.
beautiful. Oh, yeah. Okay. Excellent. Can I, Rico? How do I turn off the loot all top? The top of that. I'm talking about the top right.
Do
HUD.
info. Go do /info.
Okay.
And go to commands. And GUI commands should be in there.
Stats enables quick sort. QS off.
Let me make a boombox real quick.
QS off. Oh, still there. QS on.
Here's some waiting room music.
Oh, there we go. That's working. Oh, cool. I didn't even know what building we're in. Oh, this is sweet. The classroom. That's an epic.
Tell me when you're ready.
Okay, guys. Sorry. I am rolling, and we are live on Twitch. So let's rock and
Oh,
roll,
Twitch.
Oh well.
Alrighty. So, welcome to class, everyone. This is
Welcome.
Rust Class 101, the basics of the basics when first getting the game for Rust. This is Meksent here. He's going to be helping me inform y'all and teach y'all.
Yep.
Now, first thing we're going to go over is just the loading screen when you come into Rust. As you can see, there's a lot of tabs and servers to choose from. I know it's going to be really confusing, like where do I go, community, modded, stuff like that. But if you just want to play the game as it was made and intended to be played, that's where you want to go into the officials tab. And when you click that, a whole bunch of servers will pop up to your right. And then all those servers are how the game is intended to be played by the Rust devs and Facepunch. And let's say you want to, try something new. You can go to a community server or a modded server that's slightly modded or heavily modded, depending on your taste. And like us, our server right now is modded. It's MMO Church. We're here to build a community and just have fun overall. And let's say you have some friends added on Steam and you can't find the server they're on. You just hit the Friends tab here, and it will show up to the right which friend is on each server. And then, of course, as you can see to the right, you see these little stars. You can hit the stars, and then let's say you really like that server, like MMO Church, to the top there. You can go ahead and star it, and then you can always quick instantly go back to it with your favorites tab. Now, let's say you
Teacher,
forget.
Can we ask questions, or should we wait till the end?
You can wait to the end, or if you really have a question and you think you're going to forget about it, you can go ahead and ask.
Okay. Well, just real quick. So some people, when they do a search for MMO Church, they don't see it. And I read somewhere that it was like, depending on their geographic to the server, their location of the server, it might not populate. Is that true, or?
It is.
Yeah, that is very true. Let's say I wanted to join this server that's called Becker Melk's Gun Aim Train. Well, it's a Russian server. So what I had to do when I first joined it and I couldn't find it again is I literally just had to type in Becker's and then keep refreshing it until it popped up.
Another
Or
way to do that, yeah.
the
It's
beauty
just
of it,
client connect.
yeah, go ahead, Mac. Yeah, client connect, and
Or
then
we can you can
also,
press F1. Yeah.
and also, you can let's say your friend's Russian and you're not, but he's in the server. You can just hit that friends tab and join off him, and it would pop up instantly. Now, let's say you did forget a server that you were on, and let's say Becker Melks, you were on it. It should pop up in your history as well, even if it's a Russian server or a nation server, whatever server that's not connected to your continent. All right. Now, as well as this main menu option, you have what's called inventory. Inventory is a collection of your in-game skins, and sometimes you can even get random skins delivered to you without. It doesn't really give you a notice, but you'll see like something pop up like a wooden sign or a paint,
The type of
picture, kind
jacket.
of kind of like this big XL portrait frame or a bandana skin, and you can see in your inventory if you have it or not. Now, the next thing is the item store. Each week on Thursdays, they come out typically with new skins that you can buy. Now, once these skins are passed, you would have to buy it to the community market because they would not sell it again. Um, and then Workshop is a fancy tool. You can use it to either view skins that are not in the game currently or are in the game that just been released, or um, make skins yourself. Now, I don't know how to make skins, but
You do them in
Vidco here,
workshop.
I do know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you do it in the workshop, but actually getting the program
Yeah.
and stuff, you would have to Google yourself and figure out exactly how you can make your own skins. But
And
workshop
about
tool
the I have something to say
can
about
do
the
that.
item store.
Okay, go ahead, Mac.
Although after a week they don't sell it, you can find it in the Steam marketplace or for a cheaper or more expensive price depending on how the skin sold. So if you go to Steam and search up the marketplace, you can find the skins that were listed, for example, 2 weeks ago. But the prices won't be the same as when they were originally posted.
That is correct.
Yeah.
And also, let's say you buy a hoodie for $3. Next thing you know, it could be 87 cents. So sometimes buying the item store right away ain't always the best plan, but sometimes it is the best plan because you can earn. Let's say that hoodie was $1. Next thing you know, it's $10 or $20. Now, of course, we all know options is that's on every game. The Rust Plus is a feature as well that you can use on your app and mobile device. You can connect it to your phone in game with electricity. If you set it up correctly, you can turn on auto turrets. You can um, check to see if your base is decaying or seeing if any of your heartbeat sensors are activated, or you can turn on lights. It's a really cool feature. It's really something you would have to dive into and do research yourself online. Now, of course, we have this suicide option here. Um, Initially, you would hit F1, which will bring up your console menu, and you would type in kill. But since that was such a hassle, they added the quick suicide button.
I still think
And
F1 is much quicker.
agreed. This is something, as plus K hours players tend to use and get used to. Now, this quit button, you never really quit Rust, because
Alt F4.
you usually spend like 100 hours a week on, but Alt F4 is a very good one. Now, let's go ahead and continue to the next slide.
Also, I need to say one thing about the F1. You can also keybind your F1 button to something. So if you instead of going into the options or writing F1 kill in the console, you can bind it. If you search up online how to bind your F1 kill console thing, you can find it online what the button is, and you can set it up to whatever button you want.
Yeah, just don't accidentally hit it is all.
Yeah, make sure it's far from your W key.
And our next slide is once you load into basically any server, the first thing you're going to start with is a rock and a torch. Now, you might be wondering why a rock and a torch? Well, a rock is the lowest farming quality tool you can use to farm either stone, which we have right here. And this is what stone nodes look like. Please don't go up to a cliff and start hitting it, think you're going to get stone. I know. That's what happened to me when I first played
It's what
Rust.
happened. Me too.
It happens really commonly. And this is what a metal node looks like. You can also mine it as well with a rock. And this is what a sulfur node looks like. Now, when you're first starting off, though, your best bet is just to get a little bit of stone and a little bit of wood, which everyone knows what a tree looks like, but I have it here, printed right here, as well as the stone node in game. And you're going to get a little bit of stone, a little bit of wood, and then if you see over here to our right, you can see that these are the tools in which the time and amount of hits you need to gather wood and or stone, which I don't really have stone on here, but yeah. But to craft, what you want to do is you can either quick craft by hitting Q, and it should bring up that menu. But if you don't have that, what you can do is just hit Tab, and then go to your top right, and you should see a crafting button. That would also is the same
Quick
thing as
craft
using.
is tab.
Yes.
You said it. Quick craft is Q. It's tab.
Oh,
Just letting you know.
my tab ain't quick. Oh, it is quick. Yeah, you're right. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And to the bottom right of Quick Craft, when you hit Tab, you'll see the resources you have on you would pop up stuff that you pretty much just click and then craft it if you have the resource and material on you. Now, sometimes your item won't pop up because let's say you can craft 100 things or 50 things or 20 things, which there's only like 18 craftable items options. So either you hit Q, or if you don't have that keybind, you can just go to your top right, go to the crafting. You can type in a stone axe or hatchet and craft that, and the stone pick as well, and then get the grinding. You know, start hitting trees, nodes like this one here. A little bit of metal and sulfur. You won't have to really worry about until you get in the later game.
Unless you have a pickaxe, don't mine sulfur. It's not worth it.
Yeah, as you can see with the rates here, with the time and hits, you really want to go for the metal because it gives you a lot more, especially in time.
Usually mid game, the best tool that you can have for the best tool for the most price is usually the metal tools. For example, it could be the pickaxe and the axe, but not the salvaged ones, like the normal ones in the third column here. I mean, actually, that's the fourth column. So I'll shoot at it.
Now we're going to talk about how do I do this kind of thing, you know? What can I do to get a hatchet, a metal hatchet, learn a hatchet, make a hatchet, and pretty much it's called scrap. Scrap is pretty much, like in most games, the currency. You can say it's almost like money, pretty much. And scrap is very important for either learning blueprints or tech treeing down to each level workbench, which, as you can see here in the bottom here, this is each. You got your workbench level 1, level 2, level 3. Each of them requires a certain amount of scrap to craft, and each one is required to craft one another. So the workbench you can craft on your own, but the level 2 you need a level 1, the level 2, and level 3 you need a level 2. Now, how am I going to get scrap, you might ask? Well, a couple things. You can go to monuments. If you're just starting, you probably want to go to the lower tier, like this gas station here. Or you can hit the roads for barrels, as you can see here. And once you get these type of components right here, as you can see on the right, it shows a little overview of if you recycle them, how much scrap will I get, and what else would I get? So you might be wondering, well, how do I recycle it? Well, either you can go to these low tier monuments and they have recyclers, or you can go to a safe zone like Outpost or Bandit Camp, and you can go to recycler, and it looks like this right here. Now you might be saying, well, what if I find a hatchet, a metal hatchet, while I'm on my way to Outpost or recycler, and I have the scrap to learn it? What do I do? Well, either you can make a research table, or you can go to either Outpost or Bandit, throw your scrap in there, learn it, it'll turn it into a blueprint, and you'll have it learned until the blueprint wipe, depending on your server, initiates. Anything you want to say, Mech, or add on to that?
No, except for usually when you hit monuments, an efficient way to start if you're not very good at PvP would be to hit barrels, and then once you hit barrels, maybe you could get some form of weapon, like get a tier 1 and get a revolver, and then maybe you can hit up a low tier monument, and then from there maybe you can get one of the milk crates and then hit up a bigger monument that requires a blue card. And that's one way to work up if you have problems with PvP and aim and whatnot.
Cough, cough,
Beautiful,
Rico.
beautiful.
What?
I said cough, cough,
Do you agree
Rico.
with that?
Rico. You said bad aim. I was just having fun, being silly.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. I responded, but it was like, oh, yeah, whatever.
All right, let's say you don't
Don't
want
shoot
to farm
barrels.
scrap right
Marco.
away.
Marco, don't shoot barrels. The best way, in my opinion, to hit barrels is with a salvage cleaver that you can get through one of the red toolboxes on the side of the road. Or if you're really broke, you can kill an animal and you can get their bone knife and hit barrels. Or spears for anything.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. Now, let's say you don't want to, you just want to get on here and build a base, and you don't want to have to worry about any blueprints right away. You just want to get a base down, and so you're secure in one area in one spot. Well, the first thing you want to do is look on the map by holding G, and look around, see where you possibly want to build. Maybe you want to build near the snow, the desert, a monument you really like, or just the road simply, just so you can hit barrels, with ease. But once you find your location, what you want to do is make sure you get 30 cloth on your way to your destination. And sometimes I even plant multiple bags on the way if I can afford it by picking up cloth on the way. Just so if I die, I don't get respawned back at the beach or the core in this server. And I'll make a sleeping bag. And it requires 30 cloth and it has a 5-minute timer. Now, with sleeping bags, as most people don't know, is that when you place it down, it's blue. That's perfect, right? If it's red, that's either you're in a building block zone or too close to a monument, or maybe you're building your base and you're trying to place it under a half wall or a ceiling tile that's only a half wall height, and that's a no-no. So what you're gonna do is also, let's say you want to place an outside bag, just so you have 2 spawn points, because 5 minutes is pretty long. Maybe you'll die twice within that time. Well, if you go outside and you try to place a bag right outside your door, well, the time's going to overlap one another, and you're just going to be stuck on a 5-minute timer no matter what. So what you want to do is, it's about a grid or a grid and a half distance away from your base, and how you can tell whether or not you're grid or grid and a half and the timer won't stack is the bag will be orange if it's too close to another spawn point. So what you want to do is just make sure it turns blue. That way you can have 2 bags set on different timers.
I didn't even know that. Oh, nice. That's good information right there.
Oh yeah. Now, once you find your location and you're ready to build, the first thing, the most important thing you're going to want is a building plan. Now, this building plan costs 20 wood, and you're going to need a hammer, and that's going to cost 100 wood. Now, when you're on your way to build your base, make sure you have the mats farmed up. Maybe you want to farm around the area after you place your bag, just in case you do die. You can always just spawn and farm around the area again, which is probably the smartest move. Don't farm your way to your location, because if you die on your way there, you're just going to be upset and probably want to, leave the server. So it's always smart to not really grind until you get to your destination and have a bag placed. But once you build these 2 items, the blueprint is used to put foundations and other building mats and materials. Now I'm going to go over the basics with just which is highlighted in red on this picture, is a foundation, square foundation. And the look of you trying to place it is right here to the bottom left. Now, how you access this menu is when you have the building plan on your hotbar, you're just going to hold your right click button and it will pop up this circle right here. And then you just drag your mouse over to the foundation part and then let go and it'll select it. Or you can left click it. It's up to you. Now to place it, as you can see, it's blue here. If it's red, you can't place it. But once you do place it, it's going to turn into what looks like twig. And the twig, what it looks like is this right here. Now this is really weak. I can literally just take this carrot knife right here and just hit it twice and it'll be done for. So you always want to make sure you have your hammer to upgrade it. Now, once you have your hammer out on your hotbar, how you upgrade is if you have efficient resources in your inventory, you're going to hold right click and it's going to bring up another menu to upgrade it either to stone, wood, or sheet metal or high qual, which most likely you're going to have wood and stone.
I have one thing to add.
Go ahead.
Something about soft side and hard side. Did you explain that yet?
No, not
Each
yet.
wall that there is that you place down has a hard side and a soft side. Meaning when you place a wall down, if I hit it or shoot it from one side, no, I'm pretty sure if I hit it from one side, it'll take more damage than the outside. For example, have you ever noticed that when you put a stone wall down, the inside will look like this whitish thing, but the outside will look like there's bricks on there? That's how you know that the outside is the hard side, because there's bricks on the outside. And for example, if I hit a wall from the outside, maybe it would require, let's say, I don't know, 3 pickaxes for 1 damage, but 3 pickaxe on the soft side could probably do around, I don't know, 60, 70 damage, just to give an example. That's probably not an actual number, but you know what I mean.
Right.
So you should also
Right.
pay attention to where the soft side is. One way to realize what the soft side is, for example, you see these foundations down here. If you're standing on a foundation, if I pickaxe down in this direction, if I pickaxe down, I'm soft siding. Or if I'm under a ceiling and I pick upwards, that's soft siding. So instead of rating it with only C4, I can hit it with a pickaxe, and I can, after a certain amount of spears or pickaxes or bone knives, it'll break depending on the material.
That is correct. And what I'm about to do now is give a demonstration of what a wall soft side looks like when you first place your twig and what the hard side looks like. So just give you an idea. All right. And you're going to use your R key on your keyboard to rotate. So what we have right here is a twig wall that I just placed. And I can see that this side is hard. And I'm going to flip it around with my hammer because I can hold R for a 30-second time period and use the rotate option. And you can see how the soft side, it has this big X on it. So that means no. So you want to make sure you face this on your inner side of your base, while this, of course, everyone can see your hard side. And this is what wood looks like. As you can see, wood right
This
here
is the hard side.
is the hard side. It looks kind of like a logging cabin. That's how I'd like to say it. And this side you can see is smooth as a baby's bottom right here. Now let's do the next grade real quick. Let me just
Show stone.
get some stone real quick. top side for stone is this. As you can see, it's nothing much. It's like a little smooth and creamy. But hard side looks like you just build a cask kind of thing, you know?
Like
That's
I
how
said,
I
it
like
looks
to
like
see it.
bricks.
Yeah, a whole bunch of bricks. Now the next tier is sheet metal. This can really easy to tell. You see like a whole bunch of sheet metal on the wall. But this side, woo! It looks like it's wood almost, you know? That's soft side right there. Now high qual is a little difficult to tell, but the way you can tell with high qual is you see how it's really smooth here. There's no lines in it at all, not that many bolts. That's soft side. But for high qual, hard side, you can see that there's bolt in it, there's lines. You know,
This
it's
is the
like
hard side, is it
more
not?
secure. It is, yes. This is the
Turn
hard
it
side
around
right here.
again. A way that I found was easier to tell is that the soft side has a orange stripe on it. Look at the two orange stripes. That's what the soft side has. The one that doesn't have those stripes isn't soft side. See how there's no orange stripes here? Now this is orange stripes. This is soft side. There's no orange stripes, so it's hard side.
I see, I see. Yeah, that's another way of telling right there. That's good. I like that. Alright, so that's that. Now let's go on to the next slide. Do you have anything else to add on this slide?
Nope.
Any questions for this slide right now? No? Okay. Move on to the next. Oh, what is the next? Huh? I wonder. I
Oh,
think
hard side.
it is.
I spilled beans all over my desk. Damn it, man.
Rip. Rip the beans.
They're so good. They were farm.
Oh, what do you know? We're at the end of our lesson, and it's Q&A. And what Mac's going to do, he's going to talk a little bit more of anything else that's on his mind that I think you should know. Now, go ahead. The floor is yours, Mac.
Um, the first thing that I just want to say for the first lesson, I'll keep it short and simple. Rust is a game of deceit. You never trust anyone in Rust. Unless you start a wipe with someone, don't trust them. Unless you think they're trustable people. And if someone might seem like the nicest person on earth, they are liars. And I only say this because I've played a ton of vanilla and actual servers. People will betray you. I promise you that people will betray you. So never trust anyone. And one of the biggest tips I can give you is always fear a naked. Always kill a naked as silent as you can so as to not attract attention. But always kill the naked because a naked has nothing to lose and everything to gain. And yeah.
Thanks for the lesson. Rust is probably the best survival game out there right now, and it's really a lot to learn. Like what we just showed you is just scratching the iceberg of it. There's just so much to add. Even I'm figuring out new things every day, and I have 9,000 hours in this game. Um, like for instance, the orange stripe thing, I never knew that. They're always coming out with new updates, just like our recent submarine update and shark update with the harpoons and new monuments. Each monument is probably best YouTube just to see a guide on it and try to get the latest updates on it. If it's from like 2002 or 2008, I recommend you just try to find something from 2021 or the current year you're in for guides because it could be outdated or they could have changed the monument up and stuff like that. And if you have any questions at any time, not just during class, feel free to ask me. Um,
Me too.
yep, Mech too, and we're more than welcome to help you out because it is a lot to learn. Like I said, I have 9,000 hours. That's a lot of time, and I still don't know the game entirely. And there's always something new. Always something new.
I got a few questions. Twitches. Anybody, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a question in the chat. So one for people that are not familiar with these terms, even though we are, what's the difference between PVE and PvP?
Do you want to answer that,
PvE
Pat?
is a player versus environment. So what that means is you're pretty much um, facing the environment as far as like NPCs, which is pretty much like bots, another term for it. And PvP is player versus player. That means we're online, we're trying to, attack each other, kill each other, kind of thing. And yeah, but PvE is probably more fun. He downed to PvP. That's funny, Marco. Um, but yeah, some people prefer PvP more. This is a very heavily PvP game, but with this server with the MMO Church, we try to implement both. This is a really great server. We're intermingling both PvE and the PvP world. It's a really great community to be a part of. So I
Speaking
really
of
suggest you
PVE, there's a
come check
big
it
bear
out.
outside.
Yeah, bears. You can kill bears, chickens, deers, wolves, all in the game. You can harvest them. Another PvE aspect. Player versus environment. So you're cutting trees, mining stone, building bases, doing monuments, killing scientists, cargo ship, killing scientists on those, and yeah, it's just a really fun game overall, PvE wise too. It's not just all about the PvP.
Yeah, I was about to say, or this is just more of a comment too. Like, Rust can actually be for casual players to come if they just want to farm, build a nice home, decorate it. There's in these PvE servers, there's so much role play that you can do. And what's beautiful about it is you can also go hardcore. Like, I'm going to get my guns out, and I'm going to go attack this oil rig. So it can be as peaceful and as warlike as you want. So I think that's what I'm hoping the server, like, people realize that they can come here and play this casual, because it's known as the most toxic game out there, or one of the most toxic games. But there's a soft side to it as well.
Right. and
There's soft
and
side in a
also
lot of
to
servers.
PvP, like, to everyone that's new, bases can be raidable. That's what this lovely yellow sulfur is for. It's not just to make ammo, it's also to make boom so you can blow up your base. That's why there's different grades of base uh quality. Like, you got your stone, wood, each tier you go up to metal. The high qual is more expensive to raid. So that's another aspect of PvP. That's probably why it's one of the most toxic, is because you work for all your loot and it goes bye bye in 20 minutes, kind of thing. So
On an actual server, you grind, you kill one person, and a 20-man clan comes to screw you over while you have a bow and 2 cloth to your name. But it's fun.
hey,
I
yeah,
like
it
it.
is fun. It's rewarding too. It's like, it gets you hyped, gets your adrenaline going. There's no other game like it. Any more
Plus PvP
questions?
is great.
Maybe tell people about the hunger system. If they're like, all right, I'm going to come play this casually in PVE, but there is still a survival. There's bears, but then there's like metabolism. Maybe
Yeah,
mention a little bit about that.
yeah. The metabolism feature is, of course, your hunger and thirst. There's seawater and there's freshwater. Freshwater usually migrates to lakes that are not connected to the sea, or rivers that flow within the land on the edges of the map. To get water, you can either do that, or you can collect even rainwater with water
Rain
catchers.
catchers. Okay.
hmm And as far as food, there's the basic mushrooms you find next to trees that grow, and or next to rivers that I mentioned for the freshwater source. You get pumpkins, corn, um, which now you can get berries, which that's more of a tea side to things, and that's more in advance. You can also, if you like Farmville, I don't know if y'all know what Farmville is. You can even make a base that strictly commits to planting these pumpkins and planting these berries and planting these corns to harvest and grow. And there's even composters or sprinklers to it attach. It's a whole electrical system that's really neat in Rust. And as far as hunger, let's say you don't want to go that route, you can always kill animals, cook their meat, and even each other's meat. That's kind of weird, but it happens like
Uh,
that.
the desperate
Cannibalism.
times require desperate measures.
Indeed, indeed. And so let's say I got zero um, water. What happens is I start walking really slow like this, and I can't sprint at all. Now, let's say you start to starve to death. what you would do is you'll start slowly, rapidly losing health over time, and you would have to constantly heal. So
An
that's
efficient
really
way to
bad.
do that is bandages if you don't have food.
Right. Now let's say you're at like, let's say 30 health, and you have plus 100 food, and then you still have a good hydration level. What you can do is you stand next to what's called a comfort percentage, and comforts are given by chairs that students are sitting in, these rugs that we placed on the ground, or a simple fire would do, you know. And a simple fire will give you 50% comfort, and a friend near you to make you feel safe will give you 75, and that third friend to make you feel really safe will give you 100%.
There's
Now at
actually a
100%, you'll
strategy.
heal all the way from 30 health if you have 100 food plus and some hydration.
Speaking
And
of campfires, I need to say something. Um, a way to know if you're getting door camped is to go to your campfire, put your campfire near the edge of your door, and then you turn it on. If you get 50 comfort, then you're the only one standing in front of your door. But if you get 75 comfort, you're getting door camped. So I just wanted to add that.
oh yeah, that's a very good trick to learn, especially if you're playing solo and there's nobody and you don't want to run out of your base and then get door camp. Bye bye fire. You can also put fire out with squirt guns. Now, the best thing for comfort is if you have a couch skin or this lovely teddy bear or the chairs you're sitting in or any chair. You can get 100% comfort automatically. You won't have to worry about a friend sitting next to you or anything. Any more questions? Rico, Marco, DJ?
I think I got all my questions answered.
Wonderful.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Excellent
No
class.
problem. Yes, indeed.
This was only this was barely a scratch of the rust iceberg.
Yes, this is just the basics
This is
of
like a
basics.
nibble.
Ooh, it'd be fun to do advanced class sometime.
I would say
DJ,
it's
you're
not
not
even a
ready.
nibble. I would say
I'm not
This
ready.
is,
just
All right, give
smell
me
the bleed.
intermediate class. I'm ready for level
you,
1, 2, and
you
3
need to
class.
you need to take a couple of easy classes. Your first lesson, stop picking up random stuff. Learn what's
I'm
good.
like Octane. I have to pick up everything.
Okay, but Octane's recycle it. You keep it. On
Now
an
it's just
actual Rust server, you can't get that much space, so you have to prioritize.
True.
and everyone gets a rotten apple for participating in the class. Thank you so much.
Rico, give me my hazmat, kid.
All right, let's get a picture. Hold on.
Give
Yeah, I'm
me
down.
my hazmat. Ah,
Then I'll stop the stream.
Let me
Oops.
Rico.
this. Oops.
Rico, you wish you could look drippy like me. Sorry. If you're not confident in your PvP skills, a way to improve is to get on UKN, which is a modded server. If you search up UKN, the best one right now is Medium 1. So if you go to your modded tab while loading into Rust and search up UKN Medium 1, and if you show up and join it, you can do some aim training. Give me my hazy, bum. Homeless man.
All right, everybody. All right, let me get ready for this picture.
Beck, you get on the very left, and I'll get on the very right, so we color coordinated kind of thing.
Ready and
Marco.
Where's
Marco, scoot. Go right.
Marco? Go to the right just a smidge, like up to shoulder. Yeah, there you go. There we go. In 3, 2, 1, and got it. All right, sweet.
Nice.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Alright,
you
I'm
all
gonna
for
give
tuning
everybody
in.
parting words. I'm gonna give everybody parting advice.
Okay.
No, like as you leave, I'm gonna give you one piece of advice.
What's that, man? Okay.
Here, DJ. What's this first piece of advice? Don't shoot barrels like Octane. It's a waste of ammo. The best way to do it is a cleaver.
Cleaver.
What if you have 2000